This would be a nice time where if we had our trusty little personal towel, we would cleanse our hands with the towel first. Okay, it's also nice to wipe energy clear of our hands energetically before we touch them. And then the first move is the claw. Now, I like to suggest brush any hair or bangs out of the way, if they're there, just very lightly. And then get the claw going, close to where the hairline is or should be, because they might be bald. And we're gonna start to circle as much as you can get around. Now listen, we're lifted and on a pillow, so your hands are just gonna kind of get around where you can to the side and move down under the occipital. I have her on the blanket so you can see, so it's not fully working, but the fingers are staying put. It's the arms that are moving. And it's kind of firm, just to be clear. It's not like butterfly, it's kind of firm. Now listen, they'd also be happy if you did this for a couple minutes, most likely, okay? But if you take several passes, like 3, make sure you come back to the hairline. And here's where we begin. As you brush hair out of the way, if there is any, take your 2 thumbs to where the hairline or perceived hairline would have been, right, for real. And then you press rather firm but steady and wide. Come to the temple, and now your first 1 or 2 fingers meet at the temple, and you circle down towards their shoulders and then back to you 3 times. Keep your eyes open. Look to the mid-forehead. Thumbs meet. Fingers might rest for bracing, but you're going to trace rather firm. And then circle at the temple 2 or 3 fingers. Now, look for the eyebrows. Just above the eyebrows, the 2 thumbs meet. Firm. Trace. Temple again. We're not done. Stay with me. Above the eyebrows. Look for the eyebrow. Get your thumb and first finger ready to do pinching. And you're going to start the inner eyebrow to the outer, if there is such a thing. And we're going to squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. There's actually a bunch of minor mama points here. So we're squeezing. And then after you finish the eyebrow, or where the perceived eyebrow would be, we're going to brush that whole section one more time. Then, as we lean over to gently touch the jaw with our fingers, your thumbs meet to where the high sunglasses would rest. We trace down under the cherry cheekbone to the jaw, and the space between the 2 jawbones, 2 or 3 fingers, circle. And then we look down again as we gently hold the jaw, and where the low readers would rest, we come down under the cherry cheekbones to the jaw and circle 3 times. Now a little bit different. Take a look down, gently brace with your fingers the jaw. Look for the divot below the nose, and almost like you're tracing a U down the laugh line, we come down and gently pull off. Brace the fingers again. Look for the chin. Thumbs meet under the divot of the bottom lip like a half moon. We trace off. Stay with me. Lean forward and bring your hands to a loose prayer. Lean your heart forward, and you're going to start to drape, but with kind of firm pressure, up the side of the face. Take skin with you, take hair with you. And then as we start to come up towards the head, get ready to split your first and second finger and dive down firmly to either side of the ear, the front and side of the ear. And then pull back up and put your first 2 fingers together inside the ear. Trace down, and then your thumb and first finger grab for the earlobe, much like when we're pulling the toe, right? Now it's your first finger and thumb, and you're gonna do little circles. Mindful if there's jewelry, little circles. It's like a circle slightly, land and out, land and out. And we're gonna make our way from the fleshy earlobe up the cartilage. Mindful, because there might be more jewelry up there, okay? And keep in mind there's a lot of marma points here, so this should feel really good. And so we're slow and intentional the whole while, which of course will also be offering some blessings. We make our way to the earlobe, and you're gonna start to traction like you're pulling them low until both hands pop off. Then we're gonna come to place our hands to the shoulders. Be mindful of breast tissue, fingers lift. These are trust points in the energetic system. So we're taking a moment, because this is the end of the massage, to acknowledge and thank them for the trust that they've extended to you. And then from here, we'll pause and very lightly, like a prayer pose with the fingers open, like just gently tapping the third eye and up towards the hairline. And then you're gonna rest your left hand. It would be inappropriate, by the way, to be right on the third eye or the crown, so we're gonna go half. Half of the forehead, half of the hairline. Left hand first, which is your feminine, followed by the right. Here's where you're sending your last few offerings of metta. May you be happy, may you be free, may you be healthy, sending forth blessings. And then slowly taking your energy back. If called to do so, you bring hands to heart center. And you're sending forth gratitude for the lineage of the practice, from the teachings, from Shivoko, and offering that any healing that has taken place from the session be offered for the highest good of all beings. Any other intentions or offerings as you mindfully disconnect from your partner. And I prefer to lean forward and squeeze the shoulders. And I whisper as I squeeze, thank you very much. So they know, like, we're done. Yeah?